Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Marlene Marks, your host, bringing you the top stories from Israel and surrounds every Monday to Thursday. And if you are watching on Facebook, thank you so much and thank you for all your support. Please remember to visit our site every day to view our content. Also, please to share our content. And don't forget that we post our daily Israel Brief right here. We have been having some technical difficulties with Facebook and people complaining that they aren't able to see the Israel Brief on their news feeds. However, we haven't forgotten. We're right here with you, and we will continue to be every single Monday to Thursday, every week of the year. We're also on YouTube, and you can subscribe there by simply clicking on the big red subscribe button on our YouTube channel at the Israel Brief. So without further ado, let's dive into those top stories, and we go to the United States. And both Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Rivlin have wished the Biden-Harris administration a mazel tov and congratulations and the best of luck in their administration. And they both have reiterated to President Biden the close relationship that our two countries share. This goes back decades, and also the close personal relationship that Prime Minister Netanyahu enjoys with newly elected President Joe Biden. We also have heard from the incoming Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, who has shared more about the foreign policy with regards to Israel and our neighbors. Yesterday, we discussed that before entering into any kind of deal with the Iranians, the Americans will seek to talk to their allies like Israel. Today, we can confirm that the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem is staying put. It will not be moving from Jerusalem, and the Americans have reiterated their support of a two-state solution. Now, we all want to know who's going to be our ambassador to the United States. Well, it looks like our ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, will be doing double duty, serious shuttle diplomacy, and will serve as US ambassador as well. So we wish him good luck as he takes up his new, very, very demanding roles. But we know that he is the man for it. Now, yesterday there was a little bit of a faux pas on Twitter when the ambassadorial account for the ambassador to Israel was changed to ambassador to Israel, the West Bank and Gaza. There was a little bit of panic. Some people thought there may have been a policy change. It was just a technicality, and it has gone back to being ambassador from Israel. Let's talk about COVID now, and Israel has confirmed we have vaccinated over 3 million civilians, or citizens rather, and it's quite extraordinary if you count that Israel, since the beginning of this rollout, has been leading and continues to be a world leader in vaccination rollout. And it has been confirmed as well that we will be vaccinating foreign journalists. Now, the Health Ministry announced earlier today that we are seeing, since the first time since October, a downswing in the transmission rate. However, it's not as low as it could be, and this is largely due to the highly contagious British mutant or mutation rather. And Pfizer making their announcement yesterday that their vaccine can withstand the British mutation. So hopefully we will see or continue to see a downward turn in the rate of infections with COVID-19. Meanwhile, there are still continuous clashes between police and the ultra-Orthodox or sectors of the ultra-Orthodox community who are flouting lockdown laws. Prime Minister Netanyahu has appealed to religious leaders to please ensure that their communities adhere to these very strict laws. And our final story takes us to the IDF, and they have confirmed that this summer they will be conducting massive drills across the country, both in the north and the south. They will be simulating any kind of wartime scenario, and this is to ensure that they remain ever ready for any kind of attack, be it from Iran or Iranian proxies, Hezbollah in the north, and Hamas and their and their cohorts in the south. So those are the top stories making headlines. Don't forget, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, and hey, who isn't, you can keep us company, or rather we can keep you company, and you can read our content online at www.layoftheland.online. Also, we're on Facebook. Please don't forget to keep checking in with us, like us, follow us, share our content. It's our way of getting past any kind of censorship, and we post there every single day. We are also on YouTube at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. There's that YouTube channel we see so many of you subscribing to at the Israel Brief. And all that remains for me to say is I wish you all a safe, a healthy, and a happy weekend. Shabbat Shalom from all of us in Israel and the teams at Lay of the Land and the Israel Brief. A big socially distanced hug to all of you, and thank you for your continued support. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. We'll chat again on Monday.